The South African Police Service saying there are no new developments in the case of the two boys who were killed and mutilated in Soweto. They've confirmed they will issue a statement once new information is available. Meanwhile, patrollers in White City and Rockville in Soweto are on high alert today, helping police to search for the suspects. Our reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones is on that story this afternoon, joining us now live from White City, Jabavu. Pule, good afternoon. What is the latest you can tell us? What is the community saying?
Well, President, the community is quite upset with what has happened. In fact, what has actually made them even more angry is the fact that today there was a case being opened against one of the community members here who is alleged to have tried to kidnap one of these children residing in this area here in White City. Just before you came to me, there were vans of police vehicles which actually crawled out of this neighborhood here where we believe that they were going there to investigate what could have happened. But of course, this comes in the back of the two children who were, brutally murdered and mutilated as well. 5-year-old Ngobezi Tazulu and of course Tiamo Rabanye, 6-year-old Tiamo Rabanye, who, by the way, we did speak to the parents of the child Rabanye earlier on today. But patrollers are saying that they're helping police in terms of trying to combat clues and ensure that they can find the suspects and bring them to justice. In the meantime, they're saying that they're working tirelessly to ensure that their operations across this community are very tight. Let's just take a listen to what one of the patrollers had to say earlier on when we spoke to them.
Ever since this incident has happened, we haven't been resting as patrollers, as well as the SAPS. I'm talking about your JMPD as well. We make it a point that we extended our hours as patrolling. We make it a point that we increase the capacity of patrollers as well. We're communicating with patrollers from outside as well to actually assist us in regards to the issue here. And then ever since this incident has happened, like for instance, we had an event yesterday for candlelight. After the event, we had another incident whereby there was an attempt again of a child that was almost taken from Ipelecheng, which is a place nearby, almost the same street. So now the child here was actually taken by another guy there who was described wearing a trouser that had a little bit of blood stains on it. And then the guy just took the child, and he was watching the child just before he took them. He watched them for quite a long time, and then after that he took the child. They went straight to a place called by what's this here? They call it Homemakers. Yeah, they call that place. Yeah, so I don't know whether they were passing by Homemakers or that's where they actually going. So now we went look for the child there. Fortunately, we did find the child. And then on the scene here, when we arrived, we found this child's shoes. That's where the child showed us that this is where exactly I was. This is where exactly this person took me. And the guy asked for my phone, and then the guy asked me to actually stand here while he's still calling the car. So that's when I got a chance to actually run. So yeah.
How old was the child?
Well, the child is actually 12 years.
And Pule, how are the families of the two boys doing?
Well, the families are still trying to question as to why this tragic incident actually happened. We spoke to them saying that they still want answers. Also, they haven't received or heard from the law enforcement agencies. And in the morning, we did see that there were officials from the Johannesburg Metro Police Department. I'm assuming they would have tried to give the family updates as to where they are currently with the investigations, but of course that wasn't solid enough because they would have told us. But of course they're reeling from this horrific incident that took place, and all they're trying to do now is to prepare for the funeral arrangements. We now understand that the children will be buried on Friday, and tomorrow there's a massive meeting that's expected to take place here in this community, where we are told hundreds of community members will be here just to attend a community meeting. I believe this will be in trying to administer a way forward as to what will be some of those systems that will be put in place to ensure that patrolling does take place in this area, particularly because this comes just a day after the Action SA leader Herman Mashaba pledged to pay 50,000 to anyone who would come forward with information that would lead to the successful conviction of these killers, and working alongside with the members of the SAPS as well. But let's just take a listen to what the family of a 6-year-old Tiamo Rabani had to say when we spoke to them earlier on.
Impendulo siyasifuna baba, siyasifuna kakhulu sithole ukuthi ubani owenze isenzo esibuhlungu kangaka. Yeah, siyasifuna impendulo. Nokuthi simbone lo muntu owenze lesenzo lesi.
Umndeni wona unjani?
Sibuhlungu sonke, silimele sonke sumndeni njengoba nomphakathi nawo ulimele. iSouth Africa yonke nje I think ilimele kakhulu. So siwumndeni asinamandla. Kodwa nje ngomusa kaNkulunkulu siyamcela ukuthi asiqinise ngoba phela kumele siphume silungise umsebenzi omfana.
And then for this week, what is the way forward from Mdeli?
Oh, okay. Utiamo uzobekwa, both of them bazobekwa on Friday. Yeah, i-services izoqala ngo-9 and then bazophuma ngo-11. I-services izoba seJabavu Stadium.
I think the police have to treat this matter with the urgency it deserves. Those two families in Letshwiti-Jones in Soweto deserve justice. The sooner the police can find and arrest the suspects, the better for the community and for parents just around South Africa who might be very, very scared about their kids playing in the streets now. We live in very, very violent and difficult times in our country.